Actually, no, I should do a rundown of what we're going to talk about. Okay, hold on. Let me try that again. I'm getting better at it. It's all practice. Okay. Power flipping things. It's Knowles. Welcome to my YouTube channel, which is all about making custom pinball mechs and trying to get flipping on the cheap. It's super fun, and I'm enjoying myself. And I'm really excited to continue sharing like all of my adventures as I try to make a cost-effective pinball machine that actually works pretty good, hopefully, based on real pinball mechs that you don't have to buy because you could just make them yourself. So speaking about pinball mechs, the main one that we're focusing on today is the solenoid. So that's like one of the main things in a pinball machine that that make the pop bumpers pop, or make the slingshot, or make the flippers flip. Like most of those are just solenoids, right? So basically, we're going to be looking at today. We're going to be looking at kind of like the wiring that the wiring and the coding involved in getting this little test solenoid here to fire, and to fire in a way that's safe so it won't burn itself out, which requires a little bit of finesse in the code world, which I'm just starting to dabble into. And also we'll take a look at these new Mosfets, get them plugged into here, see if we can get that to work. And I'm also really excited too because after learning a little bit about like what solenoids are made of and how to get them to work, I actually ordered myself some magnetic copper wire. And so we'll dip more into that in a little bit, but I got a couple things to show you guys. I'm pretty excited. We'll see, how things are going. Me and my friend Matt have been like making a custom solenoid maker, so we'll get a little bit of our progress with that. And we'll see. I figure what we'll do is we'll just try to get this thing to work, because I think the main reason why it hasn't been is because of the MOSFET, potentially some code, hopefully just the MOSFET, and we can just like get this in the video and have a good time. But and then other than that, I want to show you guys the Playfield I'm working on again, and show you some of like the new ideas I'm coming up with, like a little bit more of like how the game might like tie into the Playfield. And I'd love to just like get your guys' opinions on like what you think could be cool, or how I could change it, or maybe just like some like beginner's mistakes that I'm making with the Playfield that like I just don't really know. But yeah, I'd say let's get into it. Let me just get this guy plugged in here. Yeah, I'm all excited. I got like my YouTuber voice on. I usually don't sound like this as a human, so I'm trying to get used to adjusting to that. But yeah, as you can see down here, whenever I click the button, actuate the button, it shows that it's pressed and released. So that way we know that that's working. Code-wise. So I can, I'll get into more detail with this kind of stuff in separate videos, I think, but I think for like just these little updates, I just want to like throw them out there and just, see how they go, right? So anyway, so we got that. That's pretty cool, right? It actually took a while to like get that to work reliably. So this is like one circuit of just this switch telling my Arduino Uno, which is like the controller of this whole thing, it tells it that this button has been pushed. So then I have like a separate guy right here coming out of a different pin, which comes up here and then goes through one of these MOSFETs, which then tells this thing to engage. I'll re-explain that in a second because that wasn't like the best explanation at all. Okay, here we go. Cool. A bunch of MOSFETs and a screwdriver. Okie dokie. So, look at that, all these nice little cases. I feel so fancy. Okay, IRF40N. Very cool. I'm super excited about this. I've been waiting for like a month to, I had ordered some other ones, and they were actually, I ordered transistors, and I didn't realize, because so many people were using those terms interchangeably online, I didn't realize there's actually a difference. But yeah, most transistors are just the way that they interact with the signal is completely different from a MOSFET. In my case, having something like this 24 volt test solenoid, and I could have this 24 volt power supply that I've kind of like spliced into these, I can have that running into this circuit and then into a MOSFET. And then on the other side of the MOSFET is this very sensitive control board. So you want to be able to control this with the control board. So you put a MOSFET in there, and basically whenever I hit this switch, it sends a 5-volt current to the MOSFET, which then connects the gate of this to the drain and source of this. I'll show a little, hopefully this little thing will be up here so you actually see what I'm talking about. I can do other videos where I get into more detail, but this is just kind of like me hanging out and having fun with you guys and like trying to see what kind of fun stuff we can come up with. So first thing we got to do is just make sure that we're hooking this up properly. I already know, as far as I know, that there should be nothing wrong with that. There could be, honestly, the reason why this hasn't been working this whole time is because that's just incorrect. So yeah, we'll figure that out. So basically, we'll see. I have the code currently working where, you know, we can see right now that when I click it on a logic level, the Arduino knows that it is now time to send the signal to the MOSFET. So that side of it, I know for sure is working. So now we just have to see if this will actuate when I do that, and if it does, when I let go, if it stops actuating. Because if not, it's either a problem with my code, or there's a problem with some kind of interference or something else. Or I could just be all sorts of not having this figured out. So this is just the fun I've been having, and I'm very excited. Okay, here we go. Okay, there's the one bit of power there. Here's another. Okay, I can hear the power going to it. And whew, nothing. Well, isn't that just a dang thing? I had it actuating the other day. Oh, I should probably move that back too. Hold on a second here. Pull that out. Pull that out. Pull this out. Hold on a sec here. Okay, round 2. I think I'm just gonna keep going. Like I'll cut the video, but I'll just keep going until I get something that, you know, until I get something working here. Yeah, I fucking got the shit out of those, holy. Here we go. That's the ground to ground, yep. And this is the ground to there, which is also goes to there, which the positive to there, to there, to here. So it's definitely getting power. Okay, and this is definitely working. So I just wonder, am I getting over here get all fucked up? I don't know. Like I can hear it engaging. And if you actually look at it, that's actually already in the what's called like PWM, pulse width modulation, which is what I'm trying to achieve after the initial flip. So what's happening is somewhere in the code, it's going straight to PWM. Now I'm just going to try to work out why it's immediately going to that. Whereas like, see how this is like that? See if I go like this, this spring just bounces it back. And the whole idea is it's supposed to go boom like that. And then engage PWM like that, just so that if a ball is coming, say this actuation is to like flip a flipper, then if a ball comes to hit the flipper, it has enough power to hold it there. So I just need to figure out why I'm not getting that. I actually just went on ChatGPT and I got it to just write me a simple code to fire this thing. And it's hilarious because it still doesn't work, but because I'd like to be able to do this myself one day, but I just think I just really want to get this figured out, and then I can kind of read it and pick it apart and then try to figure out like why it worked and like how the different ways you can do it. Because the one that I got from someone who's helping me out online, I don't know if our setups are exactly the same, so I just think that like if I do it this way, at least I can use his, I could use the ChatGPT's, I can try to like make my own, and then, you know, as the months progress, obviously I'll get better at it, right? So it's a matter of time. Even without anything happening, that's a circuit. Like that's gonna, Yeah, I am not, I don't know what I'm doing. And I'm on camera, so I must be freaking out of my rocker. I can't figure this shit out, man. It's crazy trying to figure all this out. So anyways, I'm going to now connect. Let's see what happens here. This is interesting. Oh, it's right here. Okay. Is this just gonna start fucking pumping it? No way. Okay, so this is a code thing. Okay, so the wiring's okay. So wild. Like, this is such an interesting experience. Like, it's just, you know, you're figuring it out slowly, right? I mean, that's pretty cool. I like that. I mean, it's not what I wanted to be doing. Let's try if I do anything with the button. Oh, I can stop it with the button. So it is in reverse. And that's probably because of this pull down resistor that's holding this low when it normally would be high. Because, okay, that makes sense. Okay, so I'm actually a lot closer than I thought. Okay, this is good. A lot closer than I thought. Okay, so let's take a look here at our code. Active low. So we want active high. Let's just try switching these around and see what happens. High. High. Solenoid state low? I don't know, man. This is like beyond, honestly, it's honestly beyond me. I'm just switching these around. And if it works, at least we're getting somewhere. To a point where I'm like, okay, it's sort of working. Okay, this is kind of exciting, I guess. For the millionth time of excitement this year. Okay, let's see if it starts going Machine Gun Kelly on me again. All right, so far so good. But now it does it while I click it. This is exciting, man. I'm getting close. What does it hurt? No, it's super chill. Okay, so we gotta stop this machine gun. I could try to just... Oh. Well, that's getting hot. Oh shit, it's on right now. Okay, now it's off. It's off right now. What the heck? That was on. Oops. Oh, it can get left on. Wow. That's okay. Well, that's why you get a cheap test one instead of being like, I'm gonna get the coolest pinball stuff and have no idea what I'm doing and it's gonna be so fun. It'll blow my entire savings account right out the window. All right. And maybe I will, well, I don't know. I don't know how interested you guys would be to see me like fart around with really basic code. Yeah, let's just take a look here at what this guy does. I'm gonna save battery power, and just try to get this figured out. Anyways, so we've gotten it to kind of like a funny point here, but I kind of just went, you know, I couldn't, my skills in coding are not very good, so it takes me a long time to work through this. So I just went on ChatGPT and I got this just kind of written up just because it should work. I said to kind of reverse a few things there. And then we can move on with the rest of what I want to show you guys, because this is kind of would give me a good starting place. You know I have the right MOSFET now, and it's working, it's activating. So a lot of really good progress. Okay. So far so good. Oh my God. Okay. Okay, so that works. So, oh, that's so cool. Oh my God, I'm surprised how long that took. That's freaking awesome. Okay, cool. Well, that's done. Well, sorta. I have to just figure out, now that I understand like this basic code will work, thank you very much. I can now play with it, because before this, it's just been a whole lot of not knowing what's working and what's not working, and you know, just slowly figuring it out. But now I can honestly say that if, let's, you know what? I deserve this. My friend Steve gave me this pinball. All right. Let's watch this baby. I mean, this is not what I'm going to be using to hit this pinball, trust me. But still, I can still be a happy person. No one can take that away from me. Yeah. Wait, I gotta hold this down. Okay, that's it. I'm just holding it, and then I'm holding this, and then we're going. Yeah. All right. So, anyways, as time goes on, everything shall improve. But now I can finally move forward with the video on other stuff that I wanted to show you guys. So this is basically just, you know, a quick little look at really simple code that ChatGPT just whipped up, and there's no PWM control over this. So if I hold this down for long enough, it will burn out this coil. So in the future, the whole idea is that like well, the next thing I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to add the PWM code to this. So like you hit it, and then after 40 milliseconds, 10 to 40, 50 milliseconds, whatever it is, after that full stroke is finished, and then like switches to like a pulsed voltage so that it like doesn't burn up your coil, right? So it doesn't get all super hot and whatever when you're trying to like just like say, so for like a flipper, like this wouldn't matter for like a bumper or like a pop bumper or like a slingshot, but say for your flipper mech, you hit that and it, you know, like when you do that, it flips the flipper up, and you know how you want to hold your ball there. Well, you're just holding it there, and if you don't need it at full power to hold the ball there, right? So that's the idea. You don't burn up the coil, you get to hold the ball thing, do the thingy thing, do all your flipper tricks, have a flipping good time flipping. Have a flipping good time flipping. That's what we're all about. All right, cool. So cool, moving on to the next thing. So me and my friend Matt, you know, this is just like a little test one just to try to get this side of things working, right? Because you want to just obviously remove the variable of like not knowing whether even the homemade solenoids are working. But so basically, my friend Matt, who loves making all sorts of different manufacturing stuff, he's building basically like a little solenoid like winder. So I don't know, this this is magnetic coil, which is basically all a solenoid is. It's just like a bobbin, like say something like, you know, this size, and then you just wind a bunch of coil around it, and you have the two ends coming out, positive and negative. Then you put a charge on it, and then it sucks in, like exactly like how this is working. It sucks in. That's all. Like basically, all this literally is just a bunch of copper wire wound around a bobbin, which is just like a little circle, and then you just put a little electricity to it, and then it sucks the bobbin in, or sorry, it sucks the plunger in. So yeah, I mean, I went online and I got the I got all the specs for one of my favorite games, Jurassic Park, the flipper mech that they use for that one. So I figured out, you know, like the number of windings and gauge of wire, number of windings, spacing, anyways, all that kind of stuff. So like, I don't know, it's gonna be neat trying to figure out if we can actually do it, but who knows? You know, we might be able to just like whip something together that actually fires balls and that doesn't cost, you know, like, I guess the whole idea behind like this whole project, like besides just having fun and like learning about electrical and all that stuff, is like the big part of it is like when I looked up like all the components I would need to buy, like besides a Playfield, like, but it was like $600 Canadian. So I'm like, a lot of people are like talking and being like, oh, why don't you just do this, man, just do this. I'm like, dude, like these three cost me like $10. Like, even if it sucks, it's like, I don't really, like, I'm just having fun, you know? Like, I don't have $600 to put two flippers on a piece of plywood, you know? But I do have, you know, $20 every once in a while to like buy a couple things and like learn, you know? And just like, I don't care if I ever complete a game. It's just like, I just, you know, at the end of the day, like if I can get 2 flippers on a board that like work properly and you know, are doing fun stuff and like with good power, and I can just start building ramps out of whatever cardboard and stuff, man, I'm like the happiest freaking guy ever. So anyways, enough about that. What? So back to this. All right, cool. So I'm gonna get this recording going. This is the fun part. We're gonna play my game. Basically, so what we're looking at here is basically the basic Playfield idea I have so far for a game called the WestWind Isle, which I'm hoping that could be a game that where I combine like 2 of my favorite things, which are roguelike RPG games and pinball. And actually, like while trying to figure out how I could do that, I kind of realized like how similar the 2 actually are, like, and that's probably why I like pinball and why I also like roguelike games, is because they are super similar. Like a roguelike game, you start with the same gear every time, like, you know, I mean, roguelike games now you can like start with upgrades, but it's not uncommon in the genre for roguelikes to start off with the same stuff every time, and the only thing that gets you further in the game is your level of experience, your knowledge of the game, and your skill. And that's probably why I like both of these games, because it's just like, it's not this big buildup over time of investment. It's just like, you just sit there and you try and you fail a bunch of times, but then like you learn something new and you get a bit farther, and that's why I love pinball, and that's why I love roguelikes. So I thought, why not combine them? Those 2, like, those like my favorite things ever. So yeah, I have this idea. So what we're looking at here, this is the basic idea I got of that came to me when I was like thinking like what would work good, you know, for like a roguelike kind of game where you're a character, whether it be like a warrior or like a wizard or something, and you're trying to like ramp up these combos either in order to move through an area or get through an area, or by fighting guys, right? So I really like this kind of like this upper ramp sort of setup I have, where it's just like you're kind of volleying the ball back and forth, trying to build up combos. And I think like more difficult areas, like, you know, say you enter a dungeon, and you're in an area that's quite easy, so you're just aimlessly kind of building combos, and then you hit like your one shot that you know is gonna like activate your weapon's like AoE ability, and you do it, and then like as you're playing, you just hear like this huge like electric shock, and then all these guys going ah, and then it's like, you know, and then it's just like area complete or something, something like that, right? You know, some of the areas are just easy, you're just moving through them and getting these shots, and you're just blowing guys up, and it's fun. And then certain areas, it's like, you know, the game will tell you like, oh, this is like, you know, this is a tougher area, you know, there's a pit there, you know, you got to get this specific combo within this time limit in order to like pass that without losing health or something like that, without some kind of like whatever, some kind of penalty, right? And then, you know, maybe some areas but then you go back to like a room where you're, you know, like getting lots of XP, or not even XP, but lots of points, because you're doing a really like the weapons that you've gathered are just demolishing guys. So you're having such a fun time just moving through this dungeon. And then maybe you get to a harder room where like there's a boss who needs like specific combos in order to damage him, right? So it's like all these kind of combinations of things as you move through a dungeon, and then at the end you get like your choice of like 3. The dungeons are randomized. This is the idea, just like a roguelike, imagine. And then at the end you get your selection of gear, like when you've completed the quest. So like that's also going to be like randomized, if you can imagine, right? So yeah, I don't know, I just feel like the whole idea, like with the things that merge with like pinball and roguelikes, is like the risk and reward though, like with the decisions you make. Like some of my favorite games, like Godzilla, Godzilla, but like Jurassic Park, Godzilla, these are all games where you're constantly facing choices that give you like greater reward the more risk you take on. And that's kind of like the way, and I also love like the linear adventure nature of Jurassic Park, where you are like physically moving towards the visitor center, Like those are the types of things that I want to incorporate into this game, where it's like you see you have a second to like rest, and yeah, I can actually show you on the screen here, like right where this ball is. Say when you finish a quest, like you're on the last shot, you know, you can shoot up into here. Like, oops, let's retry that one. Wow, I don't know what's going on with this extra ball thing going on, but anyway, so you can shoot up into here. Like, oh, okay, did it again. Why is it adding extra ones? So you get right into there, and then when you hit that, it would like hold it, and then this switch would open up down at the bottom here, and then your ball would come down to the bottom, and you know that gives you like a little bit of breathing room, right? So you just finish this thing, and you're about to like choose your reward, you know, whether it's like a weapon or some armor or whatever it is. It's all randomized, and then you get the second to just like stop and be like, wow, I just freaking, either like, wow, I just hardly made it out of there alive, or you're like, whoa, I just freaking destroyed that. I can't wait. Like, I wonder, hopefully I get something else good. Like, what next weapon's gonna synergize well with this one? And it's not just synergies talking with like, you know, about like elemental damage or like damage or like faster attack speed. It's like things that are like related to the pinball table that like, you know, that to the actual experience of playing the pinball table, that like, I'm not going to get into it, but I have a lot of different ideas that are similar to like attack speed and like things like that, but it's pinball related. It's kind of interesting. Like I started like playing around with them. I was like, oh, that's kind of like the same way of being like increased attack speed, but you know, but I mean, obviously like the more obvious ones, like, you know, chance for a ball save, or like chance for add a ball or something like that. Finish a combo early, or easier combos, I guess you could say, right? Like all these different things that could be like synergized in weapons. But anyways, I have tons of different ideas for that. And yeah, and then aside from that, obviously, is like traversing, right? So that is the point where like if you visit town, or like you've just completed a dungeon, you get to like go down to this area, which will then shoot back out once you're ready to go. But then like also, you know, when you're like moving through like from on the overworld, like from point A to point B, you know, it comes down to an area where you're just walking, and then everything becomes time-based. Like all your different combos and the things you're trying to do different things while you're walking, like investigate places, or, you know, maybe like, I don't know, just stay out of the way, or just get points, picking herbs to make potions and stuff when you're in battle. Stuff like that. That's what you're spending your time doing as you're moving from place to place. So, and that's the thing. It's like that risk versus reward. Like, are you gonna take that hard shot so that you can get the ingredients to make a health potion? Are you gonna go listen to that? Are you gonna follow that sound that you just heard? Because it could be like a horde of undead, or it could just be like a lone treasure chest that just dropped from the back of a dragon, never to be seen again, and it's yours for the taking. Or is it like a mysterious traveler who offers you like for 15% of your health, like, would you like to like, you know, like roll the dice or like spin the wheel, you know, that kind of thing, or hey, like I'll trade you this for this, or hey, would you like to buy my wares? Like all these different things, like just like fun little interactions where they don't happen super often, but when they do, I feel like usually like you've done enough work of like the stuff that just require combos, that by the time you're ready to like shoot the scoop to like select these items, or to like investigate these like unique objectives, or like unique scenarios, it's just like a nice little relief, and you never know what's gonna happen. And it's just like sometimes it's like this nice reward with like no risk at all, and then other times it's like, yeah, you might have to fight, you know, to get out of there. But a lot of times I feel like you just get the choice to be like, no, and then move on, you know. And I don't know, I just feel like there's this great opportunity for synergy there. And anyway, one of the main things I'm excited for though is just, you know, to get connected with some people who just like know, who either just like excited about getting started into doing something like this, or like into like making their own stuff and trying to make pinball games, or people who know a lot more than me, they could help me, or just people who are just like, they just find it entertaining. Like, you know, it'd be great to just like, hopefully this like, you know, reaches some people, and people feel like they want to comment and share their ideas, or like, you know, even if they think it's stupid, just like, it doesn't really, you know, it's all good. Like maybe I'm just, no matter what, man, you do a project, you look back on it like 5 years, you go, oh, that's kind of dumb. So like, it's never, you know, if anybody can point something out that's kind of dumb, even if I like really still like it, I'll be like, you know what, man, it might be dumb, but I'm gonna do it anyway. And that's my call, that's why it's fun. But I still really appreciate like any feedback, even if it's negative, because I just want to get people talking, and I'm really excited about this, and it would just make me really excited to see like notifications of people like, you know, wanting to, you know, get involved and talk about it. But anyway, yeah, hopefully this all works out. I don't know, there's some weird camera stuff going on there, but anyway, till next time, I'm freaking... That was a lot of recording, but it was good, and I'm happy. See you later. Till next time, my friends.